There's a 3-second clip in the new Avengers Doomsday trailer that broke the internet. Thor swings Stormbreaker down in a full overhead arc, the same axe that cut clean through Thanos while he was holding all 6 Infinity Stones. And Doctor Doom catches it, not with a shield, not with a countermove, with 2 fingers. He just stops it, mid-swing, and looks almost bored doing it. If you've only ever seen Doctor Doom in a Fantastic Four movie before this, that clip probably didn't make sense. So let's actually fix that because the movies have been quietly lying to you about this character for 20 years. Start with 2005. Julian McMahon's Victor Von Doom is a tech billionaire who gets hit with cosmic radiation on a company-funded space station, same as the Fantastic Four themselves. The radiation slowly turns his skin to metal, and eventually he can shoot electricity out of his hands. That's it. That's the whole power set. He's basically a corporate rival with a taser. He gets thrown around by the Human Torch, no problem, and dies getting frozen solid and shattered like glass. For the supposed archenemy of the Fantastic Four, that's not exactly a terrifying send-off. Then 2015 happens, and somehow it gets worse. Toby Kebbell's Doom barely speaks, has almost no clear motivation beyond wanting to erase the entire planet, and spends most of the movie standing around in what looks like a green trash bag with his face wrapped in tinfoil. This version is widely considered one of the worst comic book movie villains ever put on screen. No science and magic hybrid. No armor forged by his own hands. No Latveria. Just a sad guy who wants everyone to die, for reasons the movie never bothers explaining. 2 movies, 2 versions of Doom, and neither one gives you any reason to be afraid of him. So here's the actual comic-accurate version, piece by piece, and why the 2-finger Stormbreaker catch isn't an exaggeration. It's actually him holding back. First, the intellect. In the comics, Victor Von Doom is consistently written as one of the 2 or 3 smartest human beings alive, in the same conversation as Reed Richards and the High Evolutionary. He builds time machines. He builds interdimensional portals. He builds robotic doubles of himself so convincing that other geniuses can't immediately tell the difference. Reed Richards, arguably Marvel's smartest hero, considers Doom his one true intellectual rival, and in several stories, Doom actually outthinks him. Second, and this is the part almost every movie skips entirely, Doom is a sorcerer, not a hobbyist, not a guy who dabbles. His mother was a witch who made a pact with the demon Mephisto, and Doom trained for years under actual sorcerers to master magic well enough that he's been named a legitimate candidate for Sorcerer Supreme, the same title Doctor Strange holds. In multiple stories, Doom knows spells that Strange himself doesn't. He blends this magic with his science in a way literally nobody else in the Marvel Universe can replicate, because most scientists don't believe in magic, and most sorcerers don't understand quantum physics. Doom does both, at an expert level, at the same time. Third, the armor. This is not off-the-shelf tech. Doom builds every version of that suit himself by hand, and it's frequently depicted as more advanced than Iron Man's armor, which is really saying something. And in more recent comic runs, that armor is inscribed with actual Norse runes, ancient magical script worked directly into the metal, meaning the suit itself is enchanted, not just engineered. It's simultaneously a machine and a spellbook you can wear. That detail alone explains a lot about a man casually stopping an enchanted Asgardian axe with his bare hand. Fourth, he's not just a supervillain, he's a head of state. Doom is the absolute monarch of Latveria, a sovereign European nation that answers to no one. That means diplomatic immunity, a private army, a national intelligence network, and international legal protection that actual superheroes have to respect. Iron Man has a company. Doom has a country. And this isn't just theory. Doom has, across different comic storylines, gone toe-to-toe with cosmic-level threats, briefly wielded the power of a near-omnipotent being called the Beyonder, and repeatedly outmaneuvered heroes who are individually stronger than him, purely through preparation, magic, and sheer intellect. He's beaten Reed Richards. He's beaten Doctor Strange. He's taken on the Silver Surfer. This is not a guy who loses to the Human Torch and dies from being dropped in cold water. So, go back to that trailer. Thor brings Stormbreaker down in a full swing, the same weapon that cut through Thanos at full power. And Doom stops it with 2 fingers. Once you know the actual character, That's not fan service or over-the-top marketing. That's a scientist/sorcerer wearing a hand-forged rune-enchanted suit of armor, casually no-selling one of the strongest weapons in the entire MCU, because in the comics, that's roughly what he's always been capable of. If anything, the movie is underplaying him, because on his best day, Comic Doom has fought people far above Thor's weight class and walked away thinking he could have tried harder. The frustrating part is that Marvel had this character right there in the source material the entire time. A genius-level scientist who also happens to be a world-class sorcerer, who also happens to rule his own country, who also happens to have beaten nearly every hero in the Marvel Universe at least once. That's an unbelievably good villain concept. It just took two failed movie versions, a tinfoil costume, and one 3-second clip of him casually stopping an axe with 2 fingers for people to finally notice. So here's the real question going into Avengers: Doomsday. After 2 decades of movies turning one of Marvel's most dangerous characters into a guy with a taser and a trash bag, does Robert Downey Jr.'s version finally get to be the Doom from the comics? Genius, sorcerer, king, undefeated on his best day. Let me know which live-action Doom you think comes closest to the comics, and drop it in the comments below.